Hello, grumpy old fart here. I'm doing a number of videos because if you'll go back and look at some of my others, you'll find out that if you haven't already heard, the Navy admitted that some footage they got of UFOs was actually genuine. It was real, and because of that, we can now ask all kinds of questions that we couldn't ask before with any kind of legitimacy. Well, now we can't because the Navy has just legitimized all of those old UFO stories, or at least given them some credence. So what I'm trying to do is go back and look at some of these cases over again because they're at the time people think they're crazy or they're on drugs or drunk or whatever, hallucinating. But now that the Navy has admitted that they're real, we have to go back and look at them again and because maybe they're real, and if they are real, maybe there's some information we can glean from them that could be possibly helpful in the future. I've done a number of alien abduction videos. I did the Hills. I did the guy from, I don't know where he was from, but from 1957, the first one. And here's one of the most famous UFO abduction cases, if not the most famous. Travis Walton, 1975, from Arizona. All right. You guys may be aware of this one already. They did a movie. I think he wrote a book, but they also did a movie called Fire in the Sky. I want to say it was D.B. Sweeney was in it. Really good actor. Really good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. Okay. A lot of big name actors. Really popular movie back in the day. I'm going to give you the basics of the case, and then we'll discuss it. There was a logging crew. Travis Walton apparently either ran it or was one of the foremen, and they were clearing out brush and stuff, deadwood and what all. So preventing like forest fire prevention, things like that. And they were working long hours because they were behind schedule. So they were working hard, and they're leaving, and it's nighttime when they're leaving. They saw a light in the sky, and so they pulled over thinking it was, excuse me, let me rephrase that. They saw a light. They didn't know what it was. They thought it might have been a forest fire. So they stopped and they got out to go check it out. Turns out it was a light in the sky. And Travis Walton approached it because he didn't know what it was. He was, I guess, trying to act, like a big He-Man. At any rate, he approached it, and according to the other members of the crew, a beam of light hit him and shot him across the clearing, and they thought he was dead, and it scared them so bad they jumped in the truck and drove off. Okay. So they zoom off. Later on they come back, but he's gone. So they go back and report it to the police, local sheriff and things like that. And the police, they went out and started searching, and because of a lack of physical evidence, they thought maybe something happened and the crew was covering it up. Maybe he got killed or they killed him or something. They became prime suspects in his disappearance. So he was gone, and they were looking for him. Now, the investigation was getting serious into these guys, and people were really questioning what happened to this guy because he's gone, and the crew says he was hit by a beam from a light in the sky. I don't know if they were actually using the term spaceship or aliens, but I don't know. But several days later, depending on which story you listen to, it was several days, a week and a half, or 2 weeks. So, the story has been told and retold, and every time you tell it, things change, and so you're not sure exactly what did happen. What we do know is they got a phone call from him, and they went to pick him up. I distinctly remember in the movie, he was naked and hiding in a rainstorm. Now, the details of his condition at that point are, again, the story has been told and retold so many times, you're not sure which part of it to believe. I'm trying to give you just what I know. According to him, he was examined by these aliens. There were a number of the most of the aliens were these little gray dudes that they talk about, what they call the alien grays. They're your standard Roswell alien looking dudes. And but according to him, there were also male and female humanoid aliens on board. So the crew to date has stuck to their story. They're not wavering. They're saying this is what happened. And lie detector tests have not, as far as I know, have not disproven their case. You know, they're now. In all fairness, I have to say this: they were behind. The logging crew was behind on its work, and because of this incident, they were granted an extension on their contract. So I don't know if it got them any more money or not, but it definitely got them more time. So, you know, in all fairness, I have to say that. Now, that being said, if they're faking it, they took that hoax a little too far, because a lot of them could have been seriously prosecuted for this. They were looked at as suspects in a man's disappearance. If for whatever reason he hadn't shown up, or if it had went much longer, they could have been. I mean, the judicial process could have stepped in and taken these guys in and tried them. So, again, if this was a hoax, they took it a little too far. As far as I know, nobody has gotten any monetary. I think maybe Travis Walton wrote a book and he might have made some money off of it. And I know they made a movie off of it, so I'm saying he might have made some money off of that. But the rest of the crew, as far as I know, they're not making no money off of it. And to this day, they stuck to their story, and nobody has been able to disprove it. So, again, take from that what you will. It's possible that this guy was abducted by aliens in full view of a logging crew. And so, like I keep saying, watch the skies, because you never know. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.